So, Wouter, Zoocube.
Yeah. The only thing I know about this game is that it's one of the most expensive GameCube games out there. Or that's what I thought, though. I don't know. But I think that's really a collector's item in the GameCube market.
Interesting. Yeah, I've played a ton of this game, but I've played the Game Boy Advance version. I've never played it on the GameCube or any of the other consoles.
Oh, by the way, I looked it up. It's a different game. It's a collector's item.
I was about to say, I don't think Zoocube is.
It's like the complete in box price is $11. So no, it's not a collector's item.
No,
and,
not a
in the
collector's
PAL region, it's even $4. So it's one of the cheapest games of a GameCube, probably. Well, hopefully it doesn't say much about the quality of the game.
No, well, I mean, you've played it now, so what do we? So okay, so you're playing around here trying to figure out how to do the movements.
Yeah, it's really awkward because you can rotate the cube, and I tried with the analog stick because it's a 3D object. You think, oh, that's easy to. By the way, that shape of the tiger is really.
Really, yeah, that's
well,
that's messed up.
Let's not talk about that. But it's really awkward to rotate that cube with the analog stick because, yeah, it's definitely made for just using the D-pad. So I changed that about this point because, and then it got a little bit more easy, but still it's awkward to get used to because it's an isometric view. I don't know. It's really awkward to rotate the cube, and you don't have to overthink it because or else it will get terribly wrong. Just play by feeling, I guess.
Yeah.
So
and that was true of the Game Boy Advance version as well. It took me a while to get a feel for it, but once I did, I could play for like an hour straight without a problem, without losing. But this is totally weird because I did not know why it was called Zoocube, because the Game Boy Advance version doesn't have the animal theming. It's just that's
weird.
It's just geometric shapes with colors. So this whole storyline of a spaceship collecting animals, bits, because they're just animal bits here and stuff. This is freaking me out.
Don't talk about this bit. The tiger balls.
and the udders. It's like what? What the frag is going on with the udders?
I'm trying here now. I thought maybe there's more depth into this game and try to do some kind of combo or something because I thought it can't be only just stacking the same thing onto each other. So I thought maybe I'll just put something else in between the tiger thingy and think about making a combo or something. But then I thought, well, making combos with only two of the same pieces, you never could do that.
Oh yes, you can.
You can?
Yeah, because what will happen is, and I don't think you get to this, but let's say you have 5 things on one row, you can actually swing it around and connect it while the thing is moving. So if you swing it around, it'll implant it where in the middle of the row.
Oh, wow.
And so it becomes this timing issue, and then it'll collapse inward. So let's say you get 2 giraffes in the middle, and you swing around and catch that in the middle of the flight, and then they're sandwiched between 2 penguins, the penguins will collapse.
Oh, that will make this game a lot more interesting than...
Well, also later on, when you don't just have one thing flying at you at a time, you've got 5 of them flying at you, and you're basically trying to time it just right to catch stuff as you're swinging and making the combos work. Oh no, it gets horribly complex. But you get to this point, like you said, with the controls where you're just sort of doing it by feel. It almost becomes Zen-like. At least it was on the Game Boy Advance version for me.
Yeah, it's probably maybe the Game Boy Advance. I never looked at it, but maybe that's easier to read than this.
Yeah, that was the other thing. The backgrounds on this are
distracting,
driving me nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, the Game Boy was basically just like little cloud patterns or something in the background. There was no real story or anything to it, so it just you could see what the hell's going on here. Like, this is just confusing as all get out.
Yeah, it's just there's so much happening on screen, but a lot of unimportant stuff. I feel.
Yeah, and yeah, all the extra add-ons that you can pick up there to give bonus points are just weird, random shapes. I mean, it feels so much like a weird Japanese game. I'm expecting some little hentai girl to jump out of the corner at some point and flash me her undies, because that's the only way that this would make any sense.
Yeah, it would make it more interesting, though. Oh yeah, now I have sort of weird. Everything turned silver or something because I had an object on every side.
Yeah, you get a bonus if you have something on all the sides.
So yeah, I'm a little bit stressed out at this point because
Really?
already, because there's a lot of things falling down and it's hard to read. I don't know what's happening anymore, and there's a lot of objects, lots of different animals now, or animal parts.
Well, it's the backgrounds too are just so awkward.
Yeah, really distracting. It should be a little less. Maybe if it was a little bit more like transparent or something.
Yeah.
So or maybe outlines on the things which matter.
Exactly.
So if you're so I could have just turned an object into. For example, I should turn now.
If you turn that real fast.
Okay.
It would have piled that in there.
Oh, and then you can also make combos,
Yeah.
Oh, but you really have to get the hang of the cube mechanic, because I'm still struggling here.
Yeah, and that took me the longest time to get used to, and it's also one of those things that shows up in a couple of the reviews of the game, where people are like, it's just some reviewers were just like, this is confusing as hell and didn't want to keep playing it, then other people were like, no, once you get the hang of it, it's cool.
Yeah, but that's like, for example, if you take another puzzle game, just Tetris, for example.
Yeah.
It's really easy to get the hang of, and then when you want to get better at it, then there's a lot of depth in the game to get a lot better at it. So it's really easy to pick up and play, and easy to play and hard to master or something, they'll say. Exactly. But this is hard to play and hard to master, probably. So it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, this is why it's not one of those great classics. Again, it's a game that I spent a tremendous amount of time on, but I was playing it on an emulator. I didn't have to look at a tiny little screen, which also probably didn't.
Oh yeah, that's of course. Yeah, for the Game Boy. If it's not too complex, why not? Yeah. And that's also this game. It's a GameCube game, but I'm not feeling I'm playing a GameCube.
No,
it's so basic.
Simplistic, yeah.
And they tried, of course, to do all those 3D models and backgrounds and stuff, but only makes it more distracting. So
exactly.
I think this game is better off on a handheld.
Yeah.
But,
and this is exactly the moment where
this is panic mode now.
You need to start grabbing stuff and hitting it from the side, but then you have to get that timing just right.
So now there's even one locked up, I think.
Yeah, now you
another
got
one.
2 locked up. Now you're basically screwed. Yeah.
Yeah, it's also not directly apparent that there's more depth into this game than just stacking those parts.
Yeah, that's true. Well, also, it didn't seem like you were looking to see what was coming next, what the next piece was.
Oh yeah, I saw it, but it's also very
It
vague.
not easy to read.
No, so
Yeah.
everything is a lot of. I got a high score though. But I think when I started the game, there was also an option for tutorial mode. So maybe I should have started with that. But what's the fun in there?
That's usually a good thing to start with, but that's defeats the purpose of the 7 minutes in heaven.
Right. So I thought
You know?
just get started. Here, tutorial mode at the top
Yeah,
menu.
there you go.
So yeah.
Well, let's get back to the audio version and get the full review.
Sure.